Your Excellency, the Vice President, the President of the Senate, Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the governors present, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, the National Chairman, APC, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to be here today to present the 2023 budget proposals at this joint session of the National Assembly. This is the last time I will be laying the budget of the federal government of Nigeria before the National Assembly. Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, as I address this joint session on the budget for the last time, let me highlight some of the progress that we have made in the last 7.5 years in just two important areas of critical infrastructure and good governance. We have made transformational investments in infrastructure, notably establishing the Infrastructure Corporation of Nigeria in 2021, seed capital of 1 trillion naira from the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, and the Africa Finance Corporation. Leveraging finance through the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority into Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund to facilitate the accelerated completion of the second Niger Bridge, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and Abuja-Kano Road. C, through the Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme pursuant to Executive Order Number 7 of 2019, incentivized responsible companies to invest billions of naira in constructing over 1,500 kilometers critical roads in key economic corridors. Under this scheme, the Dangote Group has substantially completed the reconstruction of 34 kilometers Apapa, Aworo, Koshoki, Ojota Expressway and the 43 kilometers of Bajana Kaba Road. Similarly, Nigerian LNG Limited is on track to complete the 38-kilometer Bodo-Boni Road and Bridges project by the end of 2023. Investing significantly to restore our national railways, completing the commissioning the 156-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail and its 8.72-kilometer extension to Lagos Port, the 186-kilometer Abuja-Kaduna standard gauge rail, and 327-kilometer Itape-Wari standard gauge rail. I have leveraged over billions of United States dollars in concessional and funds from our partner of the World Bank International Finance Corporation, African Development Bank, JICA, as well as through the Central Bank of Nigeria, working with Finance Ministry to support the power sector and reforms. The Central Bank has also been impactful in intervention to roll out over 1 million meters to on-grid consumers, creating much-needed jobs in assembly and installation. Our financing interventions have recently been complemented with the takeover of 4 electricity distribution companies and the constitution of the board of the Nigerian Electricity Liability Company. On the generation side, we have made significant investments in the incremental 4,000 megawatts of power generating assets, including Zingeru Hydro, Kashimbila Hydro, Afam 3 Fast Power, Kudenda Kaduna Power Plant, the Okpai Phase 2 plant, the Dangote Refinery Power Plant, and others. Our generation efforts are making the transition from a reliance on oil and diesel to gas as a transitional fuel, as well as environmentally friendly solar and hydro sources. Under the Energizing Education Program, we have commissioned solar and gas power solutions at federal universities and teaching hospitals at Kano, Ebonyi, Bauchi, and Delta states. Similarly, our Energizing Economies program have taken clean, sustainable power solutions to the Sabongari market in Kano, Ariria market in Aba, and Sura shopping complex in Lagos. In terms of good governance, one significant challenge this administration met at our inception was the inability of successive governance to institutionalize reforms to ensure their sustainability. We inherited an archaic set of corporate, banking, and capital market laws, draft but unenacted bills to reform the critical petroleum sector, and unimplemented Orosanye white paper to reform our civil service, among others. I was therefore committed at the onset of this administration's good governance and fighting corruption reforms to focus on the much neglected area of law reforms to bequeath a better legacy to the succeeding administration than the one we met. Our innovative, encompassing, and historically significant legislative interventions include a critical corporate and financial laws to enhance our country's global competitiveness, including the repeal and reenactment of Companies and Allies Matters Act 2020, the first comprehensive reform since 1990, enacting the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission Bill, the first legislation in Nigeria's history focused on curbing anti-competition practices, establishing the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, repealing and re-enacting the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020, enacting the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Amendment Acts of 2019 and 2021, enabling the Credit Reporting Act 2017 and the Secured Transactions in Movable Assets Act 2017, to mention our major legislative interventions. Fundamental anti-corruption and anti-money laundering and financial intelligence laws, such as the Nigerian Police Act 2020, being the first comprehensive reform of police legislation since the Police Act of 1943. The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit Act 2017, which resolved the long-standing impediments to Nigeria's full participation in the global efforts to combat illicit financing of terrorism and crime under the auspices of the Global Egmont Group.